Well, hello and welcome to our winter wonderland. This is the pine tree out front of our house, and it's got ice and snow totally encrusting the upper boughs, and the total weight of this has to be immense because look how big this tree is. It goes up. I mean, the trees in our yard reach probably about 60 feet. So I'm just hoping it stays, hoping the branches stay attached. This is our dogwood tree. It's really beautiful in spring, and I hope this ice doesn't weigh it down enough to really break anything too important to it. Oh, wow. Just look at this bough here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry for the noise. Wow. Oh, see that in the background? Branches falling off that tree. Yeah, tree's totally coated. All of the trees here are totally coated. And, something else I wanted to show you. Something really freaky. Come back here. I'll point something out to you. This vertical line in the background right where my finger is, that's a power pole. That's a utility pole right there. And it's vertical. Now use that as a point of reference and check out the icicles on these utility lines right in front of me. I'm going to try and zoom in so that you can see them really well. See, the icicles on this one are pointing, it's a little bit diagonally down and to the left. That's to the north. And these right in front of me are almost vertically downward, but not quite. And then on this upper line, that's actually the power line of the house, which is covered with ice. Those are pretty much vertical. But then we come over here to the utility lines for the house next door, and things get really freaky. Let's see if I can zoom in on this sucker. Here we have icicles pointing diagonally down and to the right. That's to the south, where the icicles just over there on, I lost it, just a few feet away are pointing to the north. And then these icicles here, where's the line? Let me find it. There it is. Can the zoom catch that? There it is. See the icicles on that sucker? They are pointing straight sideways, all the way along, all the way up, all the way across the street. See, there's our street there, what's left of it, under the ice. And there are the icicles that go sideways, all the way up to the utility pole, which means there were some really freaky winds here overnight to cause the icicles to go and to form in two different directions. Man, oh man, oh man. And there's the poor remains of our little rose bush with, it's got this little vine that sort of twined around it, and we never cleared it off, and now the vine is last, and it looks like the rose bush has a roller coaster on it. Here's my driveway with one fallen little tree in it, and other things, other limbs down way back there. Man, I can hardly wait to try and drive that. The surface here looks like snow because it's white, but let me come in closer here and see if you can see if it will zoom in on my footprints on here. I don't know if you can quite see them, but they hardly sink in the ground at all. And as I walk, listen to the sound. Let's see, my feet don't penetrate the ground at all. Yet this is about 3 inches thick. I have to laugh because, oh my gosh. And see, one thing that makes me worry about the welfare of this pine tree, this huge pine tree in the front of the yard, see all those holes in it? Those are woodpecker holes. And there are just bajillions of those little woodpecker holes all the way up the tree. And I don't know how much, nutrients it's getting. I don't know how deep those holes go. I hope they don't go through the bark to the green part. Oh, here's our poor little shrub. And here is the mess. The big freaking mess. See all these branches? See, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of branches down in the yard. And these all fell from these great big trees that grow up in a line on the south side of my house. And notice how the branches go up and up and up and over the house. So we were hearing these pieces crashing down on our roof all night long, and made it very hard to sleep last night. And man, as you can see, some of these are big honking branches here. And let me show you a little more about this. I don't know if you can see the ground here. They're not only the dark twigs, but also these lighter pieces. Those are chunks of ice that got knocked loose or cracked off of the branches because of the wind last night that made the branches flex, and then the ice fell off of it, which I guess was a good thing. But man, now look, we've got this big old tree here with this big branch that comes down to the ground. It didn't used to do that. And let me show you something else. This is probably the freakiest thing. We have these 3 huge trees in the side yard here. One, that's a hard maple. Here is an ash, which is kind of scary to us because it's really big and it's dying. So we have big honking limbs coming off of it. And this is another hard maple. The thing with this ash, and I'm not sure where it came from, but this thing here, this little slender piece that looks like it might be a 4th tree, is not. This is a limb, a long straight limb that came straight down and stuck in the ground. See that broken part at the bottom? And you can tell that when it fell, there was some shock. Because see these horizontal lines here? That's where the ice fractured from the shock of it hitting the ground last night. Oh my gosh. And I was out here inspecting the roof for damage and didn't see any, and saw something that actually is a little bit fortunate about the ice storm. And that's, if you look here, see, this here is our dining room, and there's the living room. That's actually the window to a closet, and this here, the windows to Kai's room. And this is the place that we were most worried about because, Kai sleeps in there. But if you look closely at the roof, I don't know if you can see on this line, on this overhang for the dining room, that's about 2-3 solid inches of ice there. And then if you see above on the roof, just under where Kai's windows are, see how glossy it is? And over there too, see how it's really glossy? That's all iced up. So it's like the roof has a sort of slick armor coating of ice. And hopefully that will protect us a teeny bit and encourage the limbs to just sort of glance off and slide down. At least that's the wishful thinking I'm engaging in at the moment. And wow, this is going to be a hell of a mess to clean up come springtime. All of these branches down, and all of this stuff that looks like snow and is really pretty much solid ice, and it's still coming down. Oh, a little bit more over here. I want to go around the house a little bit. Well, there's the car that's probably not going to go anywhere for a while. And then there's something kind of sad over here. If we come over and look, this is my next door neighbor's yard. See this big honking tree here, right here. It's dead, and some big limbs have fallen off of it. There's one down there, some down there, and it looks like some of them may actually have hit that little outbuilding, that garage there.